if you guys want to start off and just introduce yourself, introduce your band, kind of introduce yourself to our listeners.
Yeah, we're a band from Northern California. We're called Subtlety. Yeah, my name's Isaiah. I do vocals for the band.
These are my henchmen, right?
I'm Tim. I play guitar. We've been around as a band here in like the Northern California, like Sacramento area for probably 7 years, 6.5, 7. If you ever end up going back and watching old content of us, it's going to look kind of different, the setup that we have with the members and people that are in the band. But this is us now. So
yeah, this is the current version of Subtlety. I'm Shane. I play the other guitar. I've been in Subtlety for like 2 or 3 years now.
Mike, bass player. Nick, I'm the drummer.
I can't look you in your eyes. The price to pay for peace of mind is high. The price to pay for peace of mind is high. I'll be the death of you. You'll be the death of me.
And that was Tongue in Teeth by Subtlety. That's one of the first songs I heard that got me into them. Up next, we're going to hear a little bit more. Awesome. Thank you guys so much. If you want to talk about, I know you guys are all together right now because you're filming a music video, right? If you guys want to talk about what the music video is for, is it for the paramedic or is it for something else?
It is for the paramedic, yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, so if you guys kind of want to talk about the new music you've been putting out and what that'll lead up to, that would be awesome.
Cool.
I'm kind of curious Isaiah's take on it because as the vocalist, I don't know.
As being the newest member of the band.
Yeah.
Too, so.
Yeah, so I joined in February, about February,
Yeah.
right?
Somewhere around there,
Is when I joined Subtlety. And well, first of all, amazing musicians. So super blessed to be able to work with them. But I've been trying to take like a little bit different approach to like writing with Subtlety. Just because it's a lot different than what I'm used to. I'm used to just writing it on my own. I do a separate project. And so, yeah, I pretty much, with these songs that we're writing, it's more, I wouldn't want to say experimenting too much, but experimenting with like different vocals and like, we're kind of leaning a little bit more heavier than I think Subtlety was before I joined. Not that we're like pushing into that, but yeah, the new songs that we have out, they're both just kind of about like, you know, parts of my life that I go through. That's pretty much what I write about, is just, you know, my journey here on Earth. So
I'm searching, is this working? The product of your life. I'm searching, what are you wearing? This parasite.
What you guys just heard was The Paramedic and New Orleans, the two latest releases from Subtlety. Up next, we can hear a little bit more about the Sacramento music scene.
Me and Nick specifically, like I mentioned in the messages, we're actually from New York.
Yeah.
And we moved down here with a different band, and like we did research into a bunch of different cities. And Sacramento actually just felt like the right place to be for our style of music. But then we moved out here, and like talking to people at shows, everybody's like, "Oh, the scene's dead. The scene's dead."
It was like coming down as we like arrived.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't think so. Like, it feels like it's booming to me. Like, we chose to move here because it felt so great. So, like, I think the scene has just gotten bigger since we've moved out here. Like, more and more people into this style of music, and like the shows just keep getting bigger and bigger. So, I honestly can't complain.
I would personally say that it was definitely a DIY scene. It wasn't like there were definitely different like distinct tiers of like where different
venues
bands,
that you could play,
and bands you could play with, and the access you could have to them. And it was kind of like, okay, we just have to figure out what it is we need to make a step up, you know, from like the local bar or the like, you know, hole in the wall, like house venue to like going to the next
cinder block wall.
Right, the cinder block wall, or like, you know, to go to the place that's like got the bigger stage or the one that, you know, the bigger acts play at, even though we're not playing with the bigger acts. But I was noticing that was kind of moving. I don't know if it was moving down or upwards when we first got here with our other band, but I noticed like the pandemic, like in every music scene, the pandemic just like stopped. And then when things started coming back up, all the bands were different. The venues were different.
Yeah.
Some venues closed down. Others were just opening up. Like everything shifted around. So it feels like a completely different music scene to me.
Back when I first started doing this, the scene here in Sacramento was huge for bands that I wouldn't necessarily say that we're exactly like, but relative to, for like Dance Gavin Dance and a lot like Birds and a lot of other bands that I'm sure people have never heard from that are from this area that are very similar to those type of things that we could play shows with all the time. And we played some, I mean, to me, some huge shows, like playing, you know, with my idols pretty often. And after the pandemic, that stopped. It felt like there were a lot more younger, like up and coming bands that are playing now in the area that I wasn't as familiar with. And then of course, now on the other side of it, we played lots of shows with those bands. So we're, you know, back in the scene, but it's very different than what it used to be.
There's definitely a scene out here that's growing pretty rapidly, but it's different than what it was like even 5 years.
I feel like there was such a yearning for more as soon as people were able to play shows again and able to like be together again. And it's like that what do you call that? Like the hunger for it was like started coming back up. So now there's like, I would say it's growing scene again.
There's a pretty big community of like, you know, seeing bands that are like literally like their first show.
Which is always fun to see, honestly. Like, I love going to bands' first shows because, like, just even talking to them, you know they're nervous as hell. And it's like, you're like, you got this, don't worry. Like, you practice all the time. Like, don't worry, you're going to be fine. But it's just always nice to, like, be at someone's first ever show and just see them and be there to support them and help them just, like, get through the set, you know?
Yeah, and I guess this place, like, really makes a point of helping to grow, like, I'd say the Sacramento scene in general.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, with how many bands come through here with, like, even, like, a touring band that doesn't know where else to go, it's like you can find a show here and
no matter what, and usually have, like, at least 100 people show up. I mean, like, even if it's just the bands that practice here, between all the bands that share the rooms or whatever, I mean, you've got a pretty big crowd already. Even if you're coming in unknown, like nobody in the area knows who you are or whatever. Usually a pretty big community built around.
Yeah, so shout outs to Derek from DNL Studios, the one that kind of runs this place. He kind of just has like a good finger on the pulse of the music scene and is just doing what he can to help make it bigger and better.
I would honestly describe it like he's got a green thumb for the music scene. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Cultivate it. Yeah.
That was In Sleep by Subtlety, and here's a little bit more about their future plans.
I personally would love to play a show back in New York, like back in the hometown, and just like it feels so cool being like, oh yeah, we moved out to California like a couple of years ago, and it's like we finally made it back, like big enough with music to bring it back to the East Coast and just be like, guys, look, I did it, we did something.
Right, it's somewhere like the Poughkeepsie Civic Center instead of whatever like local bar cafe. It would be like to have something.
The Chance probably doesn't exist anymore at this point,
No, I'm
right?
pretty sure the Chance shut down a couple years ago.
That's a bummer.
We're pretty much pushing for that, like going towards the East Coast and also like, you know, the middle of the states.
Everywhere, yeah. I mean, we're actually right now trying to push to be in the South, probably by May of this coming year. So doing it.
Up next, you'll hear Absent Author and Comfort Closure, and then a little bit more from the band.
Just a fool who's dissecting your words to mean what I want them to. Holding on to every syllable, like everything you said meant something more.
So it's like this is definitely like always been the goal for me. I'd probably try to find it somewhere else if I couldn't find it with this.
Mm-hmm.
My thing is I've been pushing. I mean, I'm not going to be able to not play music. There's no way. It's something that I'll have to do no matter what I do for the rest of my life. At this point now, it's so I feel it and I have so much passion for it that I can't stop. So for me, that was the whole, like, when, the pandemic happened and all of the discourse between the members and all that stuff happened. It's like when everybody quit, I was still there, and it's like I wanted this more than anything. So I started immediately trying to put it back together. And if that didn't work, I'd probably be here with, other people doing something called something else, doing something else, but I'd still be doing it. So, so I'm happy that this is here, but I won't be able to stop. So.
Yeah, that's same. We do other projects too. Isaiah, he has his project. It's called Saint Juniper. You should check it out. It's really
fantastic.
Really good. He plays guitar, sings, and does it's just really phenomenal. Tim and I play in another band called Old Blow. It's a little heavier, a little nastier, and it's got some other really good local musicians and members from another one of our kind of, I guess, compadre bands here in the studio pull through. They're Derek Thompson actually is in that band too. So he seems to get everywhere.
Doing a lot.
Can't escape that guy. We stay pretty busy with music, but a lot of us have other hobbies and stuff, but I think music tends to be the one that pushes us together.
Mm-hmm.
This is the goal. This is why I do everything else. This is why I work and stay alive and
I guess
the best I can, is to be here doing this.
I guess I never thought about that. Like, every job I've ever had is literally just to support playing music in some capacity.
I think what makes Subtlety, especially, like, one thing that I noticed just from being in a totally different type of music with St. Juniper is coming into this is, like, the coolest thing that I think about it is we all write our own pieces and it works. Like, it somehow, like, we all have that same, like, we know the vibe. Like, whenever there's a song that's being written, like, we all kind of like
a singular idea and everybody's adding to it or whatever.
So, like, everybody does their own version of like I write how I would, want to write melodies and stuff. Obviously, everybody chimes in, but, everybody has their own way of writing their parts and it works. And I think that's not very common, at least from different experiences that I've been in. I think it's great. I love it.
And that's also like the criteria of like being open to constructive criticism from your peers is like some people get like kind of bent out of shape about that.
Yeah, like really locked into one idea, and it's like, oh well, if someone doesn't like that, we're like, well, too bad. I'm going to do it anyway. It's like, okay, like
I think it boils down a lot to like being able to either have lack of ego or be able to curb your ego for the greater good. And then having the passion. Passion has to outweigh everything, because if you want it more than anything else, then you're willing to make compromises that you wouldn't otherwise in other places, realizing that, like, to get the best product, everybody needs to come together. Yeah. So, and I feel like this iteration of Subtlety right now is probably more in line with that than we ever were before.
Thoughts and
That was Nothing Gold. Up next is Vessels and a little talk about musical guilty pleasures.
How you sell skin and bone.
like one more question because it's like my favorite fun question to ask bands that are a little bit heavier. But do you guys like each person, if you could come up with like one guilty pleasure artist that's like genuinely kind of embarrassing that you like? I love hearing what these are from different bands, and I would hear your guesses. So I can and say that
Yeah, what do you got?
I honestly do listen to Glee, like the music from the show Glee, and like I'm gonna build that rapport with you guys. So you can say anything, you know.
Okay. I guess I have two. Like, if it's more of like a rock or like guitar driven music, A Day to Remember, for some reason. Like, I know a lot of people are against them in our scene, but like, I don't know. I kind of like their songs are just fun, easy to bop your head to, easy to get into. Well, they're older stuff anyway. I don't really know anything about their newer music. But then the other one is I'm a huge fan of like video games, and the composer from the Final Fantasy series. I listen to the soundtracks all the time. Like, that's what I do when I'm at work. I just play the video game soundtracks and just sit there.
I have, like I said, like a lot. These guys know. Like a lot of the music I listen to is guilty pleasure music. So like, yeah, I like Doja Cat.
How about the new album?
I love the new album.
Dang.
I like all of her rap. I like Doja Cat, Alicia Keys, Biba Doobie. Those are the three
Alicia
that I
Keys is
can
great.
name that probably
Alicia Keys is great. Yeah.
that I listen to a lot of.
I'll give you that one.
Yeah.
That's three. I don't.
He's not guilty.
Yeah, he doesn't feel guilty about it. It's
I don't listen to bad music. So. Next.
Yeah.
I honestly, I don't see any music that I listen to really as guilty pleasure, and I listen to everything. I mean, like, I grew up with my great grandparents who were, 85 and 86 when they took me in when I was younger. So I've literally listened to everything from like 20s and 30s on. And so I have a pretty big, broad range of stuff that I listen to. And, I don't even know what would be guilty pleasure, because I'm sure that if I had said something, there would be other people who would like it. And Prof is great. I love Prof. But like Paramore, like I love Paramore. I've been a huge Paramore fan since the beginning of the band, even up until now. I think their new album is fucking phenomenal. Like, I think the writing's great, and I'm so glad that Zach's back in the band. And so I don't know. Like country music, not modern country, but older country. I like a lot, like 90s and 2000s. Rap, I like a lot. I listen to a lot of rap. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know what would necessarily
What would be considered guilty?
Like,
That's how I.
What do you guys think is bad? And I'll tell you if I like it or not.
one band I listen to that I can't get anybody else to listen to would be Mr. Bungle. I think they're amazing, and I think Mike Patton is a legend, but a lot of people don't get it. It's not the kind of music I could put on in front of almost anyone. So yeah,
It's really bad.
I couldn't put it on in front of anybody, but I would listen to the entire album of every album I could get my hands on for them. So shout out anybody who wants to listen to Mr. Bungle.
I guess
my friend.
I guess there could be fringe stuff that I'm into that I don't think other people would like. Like Number 12 Looks Like You, or just like really heavy.
Those guys are good.
I know. I think so too. But I think that's probably something that a lot of people wouldn't like that I would listen to. That I probably
We like Horse the Band.
Horse the Band is amazing. Yeah.
You guys are back together for a new tour?
Yeah.
Are they?
20 years of Mechanical Hand. Man.
I don't think that should, but there's some things like that I don't think should be like guilty pleasure.
And that's what I'm saying. Is like, I don't think it should be a guilty pleasure, but it
depends on. I think the
depends on the
attitude.
person you're
It's the
talking to.
attitude of the artist too when they make their music. Like mine would be, I Set My Friends on Fire.
Yeah.
And like I think they are genuinely like they touch something magic, and it's really hard to touch that again.
To be
like
that cringy without being cringy. Like,
to be like kind of cringy, like but like lean into it, and like they're self-aware, but also like there's something that actually like it comes from like there's something that comes from an emotional place. No, the cringe that is not tongue in cheek is the fact that they're still.
Yeah.
It's
Sorry, I made this difficult, Haley. I just
Okay.
I honestly could not think of anything that I thought was.
Up next, we'll do the song Miss It.
far beneath the depths under a mountain of pearls. I'm so proud of the man you've become.